Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy, Sirr of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. Please say the LLC. And before you listen to this episode, I just got to let you know, I need you to stop what you're doing. Go to blkrenaissance.com, and I need you to shop for the culture. That's right. Anytime you use the promo code LLC20 at Black Renaissance Clothing's website, you will get 20% off your order. Off rip, no questions asked. So do me a favor and do it for the culture. Peace.
Hey, this is KJ, and I have a question for you. When was the last time you got something nice for yourself? That's what I thought. So why not visit www.theblurredsyndicate.com and get something that will help you express who you really are. They've got shirts, mugs, purses, mouse pads, and even aprons for the grillers of the family. So if you're a fan of anime, pro wrestling, or hell, even the Golden Girls, the Blurred Syndicate has got you covered. Also, if you use the code LLC20 at checkout, you'll get 20% off your order. So what are you waiting on? I got mine. Come get yours. And remember to join the BS.
Hi guys, it's Mr. I'm Just Being Honest, host of the Truth Serum podcast for the people. You can find me on Spotify, Anchor, and Buzzsprout. More networks coming soon. Happy listening.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
Okay, we lit it just like a fuse, so no need to pick and choose. Welcome to 2020, where we do more than interviews. The hottest be coming through, jumping knowledge on all that you get. A peek at the front of you with the truth that they offer you. Yeah, hands up, we doing it for the culture. To give artists and businesses more exposure. Keeping it real and stay silent just like a boulder. It's about to go all the way down, can't get no lower. Chasing my dreams, know that they get no slower. But if I stay running, I promise they getting closer. Moreover, success my older. And if you're sleeping on me, I'm waking them up like Folgers. I told you, coming from the land with the tide roll. Well, we'll be on a whole different vibe though. We like to ride slow and keep our windows tinted so you really can see us like Stevie Wonder waking up with his eyes closed. Yeah, got the kind of flow that rock the boat. On my 16s of pounds of dope. And if you figure you can hang with me on the mic, then grab some rope. Matter of fact, better grab some hope. While you at it, we keep it live, it's time to tune in. Turn up the sound on what you're using. It goes so hard, I think it's bruising. The show is 2020, no need to zoom in. Yeah.
Hey, yo, and that's straight like that. Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy, Sirr of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. Please say
the LLC.
Look. And I got my brother with me. What's happening, bruh?
What it do? It's your boy, the light skin Keith Sweat, checking in.
Hey, brother, how you doing, man?
I can't complain at all, brother, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing all right. You
That's
know, watching the news over here, nervous as hell. I don't know what's going on. Brother, man, look here. Let's get right into it. Let's not even play with it. Let's
hop
get
on.
to talking, bro. Man, Casey, what is your government doing, bro?
I don't know, brother. I don't know. It doesn't feel to me like it was straight up and down. You know. I will say this. Being that I was in the Marines and I was overseas, one of the main things that they kept drilling into our head is don't go over there breaking them folks' laws, because their laws are not like the state's laws, and it may be some stuff that we might not be able to get you out of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they kept drilling that into our head, because they were like, some of these countries that where we're at, they do not want us over there to begin with. You know, and I'll explain this real quick. Like, for example, and I'm gonna tell you how they treat us over there. Some places in Okinawa, we are considered expert drivers. Americans are. We're considered expert drivers over there. So say you're a native over there, Jeremy.
Okay.
And you run. Say you run a red light, whatever. You run into me and hit me. It will still be my fault, because I'm considered an expert driver, and I should have somehow have avoided the accident.
That's wild.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe, to get to the nut of it, I believe that she been carrying that stuff over there. This time, with all the tension that was going on, they was like, man, we need to try to find something to do something or whatever, and they caught her this time.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong as all that. If I'm wrong, Lord forgive me. But that's just my opinion. That she been carrying that stuff over there, and this time they just caught her. Right? Was 9 years obsessive? Absolutely. In the eyes of the United States,
Right.
that's obsessive or whatever. Or is it? Because we got people still behind bars doing time for weed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you can take that how you want to. But I don't know much about the guy. I know you do. But when I heard the name Merchant of Death, it raised my eyebrow. I raised the eyebrow. And a lot of people, oh, you downplay. They just trying to jazz up the name, ain't nothing to it. And then when I looked, like he was arrested for like conspiring to kill Americans. Mm-hmm. And you got these. I read some of the connections. You say he got a buku connections or some connections that they have, and everybody act like, say America is cool. But this is my thing, and a lot of people are mad. And I knew this ignorant comment was gonna come up. I knew this ignorant comment was gonna come up.
I know what you're
when they was like, you know what? Black women are so unprotected. They who protected her, stuff like that. Bet. Okay, let's go with that narrative. My thing is, why is she playing over there in the first place? If all these people are so big on bring BG home, or she shouldn't have had to come on there in the first place. Where's your WNBA merchandise at? How many WNBA games you didn't came to? How many times you said roll tide over go over? Yeah, let's go Mercury. Or I think she went for Phoenix Mercury. Yeah. How many times have you said roll tide? I mean, how many times have you said Phoenix Mercury over roll tide? How many posts have you made saying, "Hey, tune into the game tonight"? Brittney Griner, you know what I'm saying, playing tonight. You know what I'm saying? How many times like, but dang, I wonder how her alma mater Baylor doing. If you even know that she went, you know what I'm saying, to Baylor. So was it to quit rambling? I don't believe it was a fair trade. I feel like it was something, you know what I'm saying, behind. I don't know if they felt pressure from whatever. I don't know if it was for election purposes or whatever it is, but to trade somebody, first off, 9 years or 25 years, that's already 16 years off. I think he served 11 of the 25, if I'm not mistaken. So, okay, we shave off them 11. That's 9 to 14. That's already, you know what I'm saying, an imbalance. And, hey, we want this lady back who just had the vape cartridge, whatever it was, and we're going to give you this guy who was behind bars for 25 years for conspiring to kill Americans. So when it hit the fan, like we was talking about offline, so if it hit the fan, and God forbid, I hope it never does, and he has his hand in killing America, whether it's soldiers, whether it's civilians, I want y'all to say that, you know what I'm saying, y'all still stand with this trade. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want y'all. I don't want y'all to deflect, or as Shante was saying, compare and contrast. I don't want y'all to do none of that stuff. I don't want y'all to say, oh, well, Mook kill people every day. Nope, that ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to stick to the point to where y'all thought everything was fair, and if it was your child and stuff like that, I get that. But that's not the point of the matter. This man, you know what? I'm done, brother. Go ahead.
No, you good, bro. You're speaking, bro. Because when we made the post about it happening, one of the first comments were, where did y'all stand when a white woman was released? I'm going to be 100% frank with you. I don't give a damn about it. I don't care, because there wasn't a literal war criminal that was released for her. Like, and so Casey, like you said, you didn't know about, how deep he was in.
Nope.
I'm going to give a small perspective of this. Is just 30 minutes of research, just 30 minutes on this cat.
Gotcha.
Dude, 18 years old, went into business with his dad. His dad was a flight mechanic. He worked on planes and stuff. At the age of 25, he started a courier business in Russia. Right? Okay. Everybody know what courier is. You get stuff from point A to point B. That's what he did. He had a handful of planes. He realized that since he knew Portuguese, because he used to live in Ukraine, he went to school over there. Funny, right?
Man.
That he could use the fact that he knew a different language to get access to different networks. So he was like, you know what?
shit, I can smuggle a little bit because I know what they are talking about. I know these routes a little bit. I can get stuff from point A to point B and not get caught. And he did that for years.
Man.
He had hands in Africa, Thailand, Japan, China, the United States, Britain, everywhere. And look, I'm gonna give you something foreshadowing of this moment. He got interviewed years before by the New York Post, right? This is about a 4-year-old interview. This man said at the very end of his interview, he said, they will try to lock me up for life, but I'll get back to Russia. I don't know when, but I'm still young.
Whoa.
Bruh. Let me give you some other perspectives.
Whoa.
Let me give you some other perspectives. All right. So when we found out who he was, because he was doing a thing where he would go to an area, there would be conflict. He would sell guns to both sides. He had his hands in Sierra Leone with the diamond trade, where they were literally paying him with the very diamonds that the kids were bringing in from the mines. Right. Cool. So we said, you know what? We see a couple of his shell organizations, some of his shell companies, we're going to freeze his assets. Bruh, that didn't stop him. Let me tell you why. His business was so concealed by the front companies that the U.S. government was actually hiring him to bring supplies to United States troops in Iraq. They didn't even know it. Bruh.
So this dude dangerous and smart.
Bruh, he's smart.
Well, hold on,
he knows how to hide his money.
So he's dangerous and a genius. Let me just say that.
Yes. And he's well respected in Russia. Give you another bit. Now, keep in mind, the FBI have been investigating this cat before we caught him. We caught him in Bangkok. We lured him out there under the guise of a fake deal.
Okay.
And we caught him there. Like us, Interpol, everybody, we jumped his ass there. This man, and I'm going to read this verbatim because I want to make sure that I read it absolutely the way they wrote it.
Gotcha.
This guy, while he was in Ukraine, remember I said he went to Ukraine and learned Portuguese. He was learning languages, studying abroad. It turned out during the second year of him going to school, he was working for the GRU, which is the Soviet military intelligence. He was under the age of 25 working for the Soviet CIA. So he knows a different language. He got an airline company, worked for their CIA, and was moving guns everywhere. And so you mean to tell me that this is an even trade, that we let him go for Brittney Griner? Now, I'm going to repeat my statement early in case y'all missed me on my page. I am glad she's safe.
Likewise.
I'm 1 billion% glad she's safe.
Likewise.
But this is going to bite us in the ass, bro.
I hope not, bro.
I just don't see Putin getting him back and being like, okay, you got to go back to jail. No, bro. No. He finna utilize this. Putin is getting his ass whooped in Ukraine, and he got somebody who's the plug. Why is everybody calm?
Man. You know what analogy I just had in my head, brother, or just a little vision I had in my head?
What's that?
You know how sometimes when the gang member or the whatever kind of bad dude has been locked up, and then he gets out and we throw this big party for him and be like, hey, you got to put in your bid for the people who got you locked up. We know why he stay. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, we got you some new heat that, you know what I'm saying, that this chopper that's gonna do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you're ready, we ready.
Bro.
I see that being the same thing. Like, man, they had you behind here for 11 years. They lured you to Bangkok. They played you, whatever. Now it's time for you to get your lick back. Bruh. And we need you to get it back to pay back for 11 years.
Bruh, the fact that he said before this happened that he knew he'd get back to Russia, He just didn't know when. What, bruh? And then
That's some dark stuff.
Bruh, that's scary. All right, so I'm gonna say that I'm gonna put it in this perspective because
Okay.
I understand that everybody be like, but you're overlooking the fact that they've let other people go. We don't know what the deals was. I hear that. I'm gonna put this in another perspective. Everybody is seeing Black Panther, right? We literally let go a supervillain for a basketball player who got caught smuggling CBD oil. Make it make sense. The only reason I think this went through is because Biden is fighting to get that second term. I think the Democratic Party is doing whatever they can to absolutely secure a second term. I feel like they're saying, hey, look, black people, we got her back. Come on. Can we get that vote? Can we get that vote? Bruh, I just don't see diplomatically how this was a good idea. Now, a lot of people are concerned about Paul Whelan. Paul Whelan is the Marine who's still there. Now, I hate that he's still there. I think he's been there for 4 years, they said.
Yes.
Now, from somebody who was in the negotiation talks, who was in the area on the side of U.S., they said they had a choice between bringing home one particular American, Brittney Griner, or bringing home none. I get that's a hard place to be. 1,000,000%. I understand, bro, that is a decision that nobody wants to make. But to let him go, I can't see it. I don't see it, Casey. And I can get all the hate. Y'all can say I'm a sellout. Y'all can say whatever you want, but just generally, security wise, I don't feel like this was the smart move. And if anybody feel like they can make me feel otherwise, I implore you to please message me. Let me know. I will invite you. I will give you the link to come join us for this conversation. But I don't see it. I'm gonna go to the comments, man. Shante Steven says he can do what he want. I still ain't voting for him. Tay, I hear you.
That's some what Jody said. That's some honesty for your eye.
But Shamiko said it's definitely a political move. I'm happy she's home, but I know this move has nothing to do with her. It was their own agenda. Votes.
Definitely agree.
Spot on, man. It's just they literally let Ulysses Claw out of prison, bro. Who stole vibranium from Wakanda. And they literally did. This dude was a gun runner, smuggler, international criminal, and they let him out for Brittney Griner.
Bro, you know what the sad thing is though? And let me keep saying this. God forbid this man has hands in killing anybody. But especially, you know what I'm saying, Americans. We're gonna deflect.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? The only thing we're gonna say is, well, they let him out for a reason. The United States probably had something to do with it. They'll throw in Trump. Trump probably was, y'all know Trump and Putin type, so Trump probably he mad because he lost the election, and they probably had something to do with it. We're not gonna say like, you know what, dang, I know hindsight is 2020, no pun intended, but I felt like that was a bad. We're never gonna say, yeah, we wanted her home, but maybe that wasn't the smartest move, because we're prideful people, egotistic at times, you know. So we're not going to say like, yeah, maybe that wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they could have, cut her time down, you know, so still keep old boy over there. But hey, can we reduce her to 4 years, 3 years? You know what I'm saying? So, or something like that, times something. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I just feel like we'll never. The people who are glad that she's on, I don't think that no matter what he does, they'll never be like, yeah, that wasn't the smartest thing for the U.S. to do.
100, man. TK and people said, I feel bad for the people of Ukraine because they will use him to win the war. 1,000,000%. Because why wouldn't you? That is why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you use the gun plug when you're losing your war over there? And this is the crazy shit to me. We, as in the United States, have been sending weapons and supplies to Ukraine, and we have sent weapons and supplies to Russia just now. It's, bro, I don't know. Nate Hayes says, I don't want to get religious on this, but I think about the case with Barabbas. I see where you're going with that. I see the murderer. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I understand.
Yeah.
Where's the beast, bruh? I'm at a loss for words, Casey, because all day I've been trying to understand the celebration without the worry. That's what confuses me.
Gotcha.
Media. It's like it's just blind celebration, and I don't get it, man. My brother's gonna join us. Say Jean, I create confidence. Building. What's good, brother?
What's going on, man?
What's going on with you, sir?
Good, nothing much. Just wanted to join in on a good discussion for once.
Yeah, man. Yo,
how's everybody doing tonight?
Doing great, brother.
I'm good, bro. Tell me your thoughts. We've been going on and on. What are your thoughts genuinely about this?
So for me, and I've been, like I said in the comments in the earlier video, I've been saying this since the beginning. I was like, man, it's messed up that they got her over there trying to get her 11 years for some hash or whatever. But I get it. The law is the law or whatever. But it's like you could tell they was trying to. It was always something different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was always something different with this situation, because they had an American, not just an American, but a prominent female American basketball player over there or whatever. And then once it was like, at first I'm like, yo, they're gonna let her go for that. But then, you know, all of that Russia stuff started really, really kicking. So it was like, yo, I don't know if this is gonna work. So then when they started talking to, like, you know, the trade-off thing, it started to make more sense to me. Like, oh yeah. They was like, this is our out to get our guy back. Yep. And I didn't think that they were going to do it. I didn't think that the Biden administration was going to let that happen, so to speak. And it's just like, everybody was, if it was a male basketball player, he would be back and they would be doing this. I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they wouldn't do the same if it was a prominent male basketball player, so to speak. The only difference would be that male basketball player, depending on how prominent he was, might have a little more firepower to fight it money wise, but your American money don't matter in another country.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, now that they do it, I was like, when they were talking about who they was going to trade her for me, even without doing all of the research that you've done on my man, I'm like, dude is a terrorist, like straight up terrorist. I remember telling one of my clients, I was like, I wouldn't say this publicly right now because it would be too much backlash. And this was months ago. I was like, but I personally feel like, I don't know if this is not a good trade at all. You're going to give up a terrorist for a basketball player. I understand it's unfair. I understand it's unjust. When we talking about national and international security, this is not a good move at all. Bro. And I'm like, the more I hear about my man, I'm like, yo, my man he's Nicolas Cage from God of War. You know what I'm saying? You know, if I forget if that's the name of the movie, if you know the name, you know what movie I'm talking about, where it was Nicolas Cage, he was playing the guns dealer and he was like crazy or whatever. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And I'm like, the only way this trade makes sense to me is if my man has been turned and we don't know it. So to speak. And I'm like, it may be years. We may never find out what the real reason, because I'm like, I just don't think that our government is that stupid to do this trade for a basketball player without some type of something going on. Maybe it's not him, maybe it's something, I don't know, or whatever. Now, Russians are pretty hard to turn from what I've surmised, but anything can be done. But if you have not watched Spycraft on Netflix that came out years ago, watch it. You'll understand exactly what I'm saying. It happens a lot. There are lots of double agents and triple agents and all type of agents out here in all the countries. It's been people that went up from America over to Russia to spy and they got turned. There's been people that, and vice versa, in all types of countries or whatever. In fact, they said the most damaging spy ever was a woman who she was a spy, so to speak, in Cuba during that whole, during the missile crisis situation. It's like she's the most damaging spy to date that they will admit ever. And she was not like this top ranking person. She was like a mid-level regular person. And she was spilling all of the beans. She was a double agent, period. So it's like we have to really retool our thought of what these things are. I'm glad she's home, no doubt about it. I definitely want to hear what she got to say, but it's like, get that woman a little time to breathe and see, because Russian jail and Russian prison and American prison, two different things. So I don't know if she's been through some things or not. I'm sure we'll hear it at some point in time or whatever. She can definitely subsidize the bag that she not gonna get in the WNBA as far as money and equal pay by doing interviews about these things. But I'm like, don't think she's gonna be talking quick. Like, what do we think Brittney Griner is doing right now? She's being debriefed, my guy.
Yeah, oh God.
She's talking to the FBI and the CIA, and she's gonna be talking to them for a minute, and they're gonna be watching her for a minute. Because they don't know if she got, what I'm saying, if something happened with her. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I guess you could say in a nutshell, my thought is this just was not a good trade. It's a good thing, but it's not. I don't know if this is a good decision for us.
Let me ask you this, because you brought up some very good points. If you were Ukraine, whether you were president or you were just a citizen of Ukraine, and you hear this particular news, what mindset would you feel that would put you in?
If I'm Ukraine and they're giving back the book, well, okay. So how long was my man in our custody? How long we had him?
11. We had him for
11 years. I don't know if I get who he was, but he is definitely not who he was anymore. He's now a legend. He so to speak is Nicky Barnes being released back on the streets after doing a 30-year bid. It was that guy. We talked about you. You know what I'm saying? You are definitely if you know guy, but he ain't got the juice no more. The guns and weapons trade is too big and too fast moving of a trade for somebody to be gone for 11 years and still come back like they never left. Somebody stepped in his steed a long time ago. And the people who he was connected to, in order for them to keep going and keep making money in the guns and weapons trade, they had to find somebody else to sell guns to. So the buck didn't stop when he got locked up.
When they don't stop printing,
you know what I'm saying? Like it kept going. So I don't know if I'm Ukraine, I don't know if I'm scared because he's out. Now there may be some people that was waiting, like, yo, if my man's come back, we back in, baby, we on, or whatever. I don't know. Like, Ukraine they're doing a hell of a job fighting this war, courtesy of the United States giving them billions of dollars.
Talk about it.
It'd be nice if they would do.
Talk about it. We fighting a good war.
Y'all keep saying y'all can't pay the whole, what they talk, the reparations bill, but you send it anyway. This is America. It will always be America. It's not gonna change. So why get mad about it, dog? But I don't know if I'm scared if I'm Ukraine. Like like what I think about the whole Ukraine crisis thing. It's like I'll use this analogy. I had a homie in the music business. You know my background in music and stuff like that. And I had a homie who shall remain nameless, who did some things for Diddy. And I found out that, Diddy was notorious for having you come to the studio, do some stuff. It'd be dope. And it would come out and your name wouldn't be on it. So you would essentially end up being a ghostwriter. Now, what I also found out is even if that happens, he pays good. Now, you probably not gonna make what you would make if you weren't, if you were like in it, so to speak, credit wise and stuff like that. But that ghostwriter money. Like I know people who personally, I've seen the checks. I'm like, yo, that's all right, check for being a ghost. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'll be a ghost for that. You know what I'm saying? But my man was telling me, he said, man, I learned a valuable lesson. He said, because when I did it, I wrote the song that came out. It was on a big album, and I didn't get the credit. And I'm steady called, like I'm blowing Diddy phone up, and he not answering. And when he finally answered, he was like, hey, nigga, like, take this little L. I'm gonna look out for you on the back end. I promise you that. But stop calling my phone, nigga. If you want to take it to court, cool. Take it to court. We can play big bank, take little bank. And if you don't know what I mean in that situation, it's like, yeah, we could play this game. You could take me to court and all of that. But I got more money than you. And sometimes that's what the game of court or war is. It's about who's gonna run out of funds first. And if I'm, little old me and I'm battling Diddy, he got enough money to keep it tied up in court until I go broke. And then it don't matter if they can prove that he's guilty, so to speak. He can keep getting postponed, and every time that happens, I got to keep paying my lawyers and my team to be retained. And once I run out of money, they run out of law. You know what I'm saying? And it gets dropped. That's how I feel about the Ukraine thing. Like they are putting up a very valiant effort. I think it's messed up that Russia is doing what they're doing to that country. But eventually, ain't no way that Russia's not going to win in the long run. That's what I think personally. It's going, the L is coming. How it comes, we don't know. Unless the allies like truly jump in and like really go and fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. But I don't think that's diplomatically. I don't think that's doable.
I don't either.
We're too vulnerable if we do it.
Not only that, I think you remember growing up, you see a fight and you'd be like, this the one-on-one, this the one-on-one, this the one-on-one.
Right.
Anybody jump in, I'm gonna jump in. And the instant one person jump in is world war. I think that's what everybody's trying to avoid right now. So we just over here like, get him, Craig.
It's like if
get him, Craig.
Because it's like we give some money. He got a couple guns. Don't tell nobody I gave it to you. We give some money, some guns. We can't come. We can send a couple people, but not too many. Because if they send too many, guess who else gets involved? China. And don't think that China is a slouch. Don't think that Russia is a slouch. And if China gets involved, they bring other places. I don't know who all, but they bring other places. I really think if China gets involved, then parts of Africa have to get involved, because who owns a shitload of China? I mean, of Africa.
China. Yeah. For those you don't know, China has just been buying debt because they've been paying your credit card bills, your tax liens. They've been buying the hell out of stuff. I'm gonna take it a step further. A lot of you that don't know, like the video game companies that you enjoy, guess who owns about 40% of it? Generally, China. You think it's Japan? No, China. China got big dick money, bro. They just say it that way, but it is what it is. So
yeah.
But all in all, man, I saw so many people celebrating, and it just was like, hey, do you know this over here though? It was a lack of addressing who he was that made me concerned.
Well, most of us don't know, and most of us we're not gonna do the research to figure out who a terrorist of a certain stature is. We know he ain't the best man, so to speak. We know he ain't still no Snicker bar for the third time. He got 25 years in prison. We know it wasn't that. He did something or whatever. But we don't, like most people, not going. We're so inundated with the celebration and the angst to want to have her home for a lot of different reasons or whatever. And then me knowing what they do and how they treat people in the LGBTQ community in Russia.
Oh yeah.
I want her home. I do, because they treat people in the LGBTQ plus faction real bad over there publicly, and we want nobody to do nothing at all. Ain't no ACLU or NAACP or ACU. Ain't those organizations don't exist in places like Russia. It is Putin or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's groups of people. I watched it's a guy, his name is Reggie Miller or something like that. Black guy from I think he's from Great Britain. And he's like the better version of Geraldo Rivera, so to speak, because he always somewhere in another country. The black better version, I'll say that, and unbiased. Like, he went to Russia, and he was like, I've been hearing about these things. Like I said, he worked for BBC, and unlike CNN, BBC is reporting real news.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the only avenue that we have that's really reporting real news that's on a bigger level. We have a lot of smaller level things that are reporting real news around the world and in the United States, but the only one we got that's based here for real is Vice
News. Yeah,
that's it. Like, ain't nobody else big enough for people to listen to, and they like Vice gets. I'm surprised Vice is still on Showtime, but it's like they're still on Showtime because the bulk of the things that Vice talks about are anchored in other countries. They don't talk about the bull, the boo-boo in America. But I bet you if you went to another country and you watch the Vice channel, they talking about stuff that's happened in America. But it's gonna get suppressed here or whatever. They're no different than things being suppressed in Russia about certain things, or things being suppressed in China, or even any other country. They're gonna suppress news a certain way because of propaganda and stuff like that to keep those things rolling or whatever. But like I said, for a lot of different reasons, we're glad that she's home. And I do believe, just like in the Deion Sanders situation, two things could be true. I could be happy that you got your bag, and I can also not be happy or not agree with the way that you went about doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, two things could be true in the situation. We could be happy that she's home or whatever, and those of us that know could also question, like, I don't know if this gonna work out well for us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I just like I said, when I first started expressing my concern, and Casey spoke on it. He said they were saying, not protecting black women, and that doesn't apply to this situation.
It don't.
I really wish. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it. I might catch heat for it, but I really got to say this. Just because I disagree with a particular group doesn't mean I hate them or I'm speaking against them. It's just I don't agree with you. Exactly. I feel like you need to put on your big boy drawers and accept that. Okay? Stop feeling attacked. Stop being so sensitive about certain stuff. Just because somebody don't agree with you doesn't mean that they're maliciously attacking you. Just take it at that. Just try to see it from another perspective sometimes.
So many groups we can say that about.
Oh my God.
Some of them, they start with a J and then with an ish, but you can't say certain things.
You trying to get my stream shut down.
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, it's not everything is an attack. That's all. I'm gonna leave that there, man. Casey, thank you for joining back, bro.
Yes, sir.
One of the questions I was asking was, if you were Ukraine and you get news that United States, who was helping you, had actually released this person into Russian custody in exchange for a basketball player. If you were Ukrainian, if you were the Ukraine president, how would you feel about that news?
In Black First terms, I'm giving the U.S. the side eye. Like, fam, whose side you really on? You know what I'm saying? Are y'all double dipping, or what's really going on? You know what I'm saying? That would be my take on it, because it just doesn't. I mean, like I said, I don't know if somebody came on or somebody commented to where it makes sense about the trade. I don't know if not, but I just can't, in my carnal mind, you know what I'm saying, think of how that trade-off makes sense.
100%. It makes me you're helping me by giving me guns and band-aids, but you're helping them by giving them a potential plug. And I kind of feel like him now. I feel like US is him. Remember, I was just saying like he was funding both sides of wars, was profiting.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like we're him in this situation. I don't know, man. Help me make sense of it, man.
Bro, unless them 11 years he was in jail, he got baptized and filled with the Holy Ghost. That man is still the same person, bro. It's just a matter of time. Like you were saying earlier on, Jeremy, about I don't know when.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get back. So it's just a man, that man probably like, hey, I'm finna eat this steak. Y'all probably got me a prostitute or something that I'm finna lay with. And then in the morning, it's gonna be playing time.
It doesn't even feel real. It feels like this is some shit that happens in James Bond. It literally feels like I'm
Did
watching
they do
a
that?
James Bond film. Actually, this did fucking happen in James Bond.
Because the dude that had the
Skyfall. Yeah, this fucking happened already. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, we're living in Skyfall, guys.
Man,
what the saying? What is life imitates art, or did I got to flip backwards?
Nah. It
Okay.
honestly can go either way, to be quite frank.
Well, say art imitates life, life imitates art. It could definitely go either way. And I think a lot of people need to understand stuff like this. We got a little firsthand view of something that happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It just don't get filmed. The only reason we hearing about it this time is because it's Brittney Griner.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If it was just a regular American citizen in any country, especially Saudi Arabia and places like that, Israel, Palestine, people get traded all the time. War criminals are pawns to the governments that they have been caught by. If we can get up, it's like we trading up. I'm gonna give you a camera, and if you give me a phone, and then I'm gonna trade that phone for a computer, then I'm gonna trade that computer for something. It's always something bigger or whatever. Like this happens all the daggone time, bro, right under our noses, and we will never know those things.
And that's just, and to be honest, brother, that's just in general when it comes to, and I don't think it's something that's top secret or whatever. So hey, if I end up dead, y'all know what happened. The government killed me. But like for example, I was in the Marines when 9/11 happened, right? And before 9/11 happened, we was already embarking gear to those areas, to Jordan, Saudi Arabia. We was already getting ready to go over there anyway. You know what I'm saying? So when 9/11 hit, it's so-called, expedited things, to make it happen. But like, man, that was way in 9/11 happened in September. We was embarking gear in like November, December.
Dude, I swear, it's funny you said that. Right-handed guy. I'm at the cigar bar last week, and I'm what was we talking about, the Brittney Griner? With my homie, and there was a guy sitting next to us that kind of inserted himself in the conversation or whatever, and he was like, look, man, without saying too much, because we got on the topic of 9/11 or whatever, and terrorism and stuff like that, and he said, look, I have the highest clearance security wise that you can have beyond being like a 5-star general or something like that or whatever. And he was like, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I have read the files. And I said, don't tell me your name. I don't want to know it. He said, I've seen the files, and beyond a shadow of a doubt, America caused 9/11 on purpose. I said, we've been saying, people have been saying it. Thing. He said, I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you facts. I seen the declassified files. I seen the files. He said, the files that's heavily redacted for other people ain't redacted for me. We incited 9/11, and we used Osama bin Laden as a patsy for it. What is my kids doing upstairs? I'm sorry.
No, you fine.
You good, brother.
You got to be a parent at all times, man. Well, people, we talked about this. All I can say is Just keep your head on swivel. Keep your eyes on the news. Just pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Mr. Confidence. I know you're Suge, so I'm gonna call you Suge. Goddamn. Where can people follow you? Because you're a content creator too, man. Go ahead and plug yourself.
You can follow me right now on Instagram at iCreate_confidence. I got a lot of things going on over there, from hair to skin to kicks and scents things.
Yeah.
I'll be on YouTube soon. Y'all pray for me on that one. There's a lot going on with that, but that's where you can find me at.
Yeah, bro. This man is amazing, bro. I've been meaning to tell you, bro. I've been tuning in to Kicks and Sense because he's a shoe aficionado. He's a sneakerhead, but he's also a classic man. So he's telling you you're either going to talk about shoes or he's going to talk about different colognes that's going to work with you. So he's all about establishing your confidence because he's a barber as well, a master barber. He's a beast. So all them jokes, all you people who be up in the comments talking about man weave, my man does them, and you wouldn't even know it unless he showed it to you. He's a monster. So why y'all over there talking? My guy over here is a master at it. So I just want
doing it.
You know what I'm saying? All right, Keith Sweat, light skin, Casey. What you got coming up, brother?
What it do, man?
Please you.
Man, what's going on, family? It's your boy, Mr. Wind Down Wednesday, aka the light skin Keith Sweat. Y'all already know next Wednesday, you know what I'm saying, brought to you by the light skin Keith Sweat and Power Lines Poetry, sponsored to you by the 2020 Podcast LLC,
Please,
Black Renaissance Clothing Brand, Black Box Grooming, Merciless Minds, and hosted at Canary Bar. We got the first open mic event, man, at Canary Bar. That's 105 North Jackson Street. It'll be kicking off at 6:30. It's just a $5 holler. The mic is gonna be open and hot all night long, man. So make sure y'all come up. Make sure y'all come down. We're gonna have like a New Jack Swing vibe with it too. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, whether you're reading it off your phone, you got a tablet, you know it in your head, whatever like that, man. It's a no judgment zone. Your poetry is what it means to you. So don't be scared, don't be nervous. We all family now, man. Come on and spit your stuff, man. Enjoy, have a good time. It's gonna be drink specials. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the admission is just a $5 holler. Make sure y'all come on down to Canary Bar. Shout out to Halo City.
Hey, Halo City, what up?
Man, they helped me finish my EP, K-Roticism, man. So y'all be looking at that. Will be my first and last EP. So y'all make sure that y'all check that out. I might drop it for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Next month. So y'all been looking for that. And also my third and final book, the Book of K-Roticism. So y'all make sure that y'all be on the lookout for that. And that's all I got, fam.
All right. And you already know if you're trying to see more of these conversations, candid, hilarious, whatever it may be, come to the 2020 Podcast LLC, Facebook, all streaming platforms. Come holler at me on YouTube. I need some more subs so I can quit my job and be a YouTuber and complain about being stressed out, you know. But I will definitely be at the open mic event. I'm actually gonna be in there. Might spit a little sham, you know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Might drop a bar or two in that thing. But that being said, man, thank you to everybody who's tuned in. Stay tuned for some more news. I got some merch coming. If you watch my TikTok, you might have heard us sit on my face international.
Absolutely.
You know, if you just so happen to see the shirt, you know what I'm saying? It might have some merch coming. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned. And with that being said, man, God bless everybody. Y'all be safe. We love you. Peace.
Hey, this is Mystique.
This is Mr. Everlasting.
And this is the Safe Word.
Safe Word. Y'all make sure y'all join us every first and third Friday of the month. Every month. We are in season 3.
Season 3.
Y'all already know what it is, man. Tap in.